stock wheel well car, so it didn't have a very big tire. I think it was a 10 by 28 slick on it. Whenever I got it to go 1020s, the car, the suspension ate up so much of the horsepower. If you do the math with the mile an hour it was on, it should have run probably a 960, 970, which is pretty quick for a street car bag. That's through the exhaust too, but it was on a sled. So, anyways, that car was people taking pictures of the car. So I raced that car for quite a few years, and it got me a lot of work, and it got me started in the DCI Motorsports part of this. So then, while I was doing that, I'm raising a family. Put my well, I didn't put my wife. My wife and I worked together, but we worked together to get her through college so she could become a school teacher, and which is a big achievement at our age. At that time, we were in our early 30s, I do believe, when she went back to college. And I'm just living life, trying to keep the bills paid and get my wife through college and take care of our two children and my son Brandon here and my daughter Rachel. And we got through all that, and then we so I ended up developing another cylinder head in the meantime, and it's called the Tiger Head. And now Pontiac owns the rights and tooling to that, and they still make that head now. But that was the original first cylinder head that I ever made, and right now some of the fastest Pontiacs in the country run that cylinder head still. Um, if you look on YouTube, there's a guy named John Snyder that runs real quick with that car, and there's several others, but I don't know all their names. So, but anyways, I had to sell that cylinder head because I ran out of money, and I wanted to see it get to market. And Bob and Frank approached me from All Pontiac and said, "Hey, we can get that to market." And I said, "Okay, cool, let's." We're going to share engine secrets. And basically, what we're going to do, my son made this cool sign up for me here. It's going to be DCI Motorsports Unleashed, is what we're going to call this. And it's what it's going to be is bench racing on steroids. So we want people to interact. We're going to do these live so that people can ask questions while we're live doing this broadcast. And we'll answer as many of them as we can. If we can't, then we'll answer them in the comments after the show or whatever we have to do to try to get everybody taken care of. But that's the goal. And so we're gonna do a lot of different things on this show. It's not just going to be cylinder heads or camshaft or whatever. It's going to be a multitude of things. Something I forgot to share with you too. In the meantime, when I was on Canton Road in Springfield Township, at my shop there, I started doing seminars in the back room there every third Tuesday of the month. And I started out with a handful of guys. We only had maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 guys that started. And loyal customers. You know what I mean? It was a bullshit session. We just sat around, drink water. We didn't drink beer back then. Drink water and talk about cars, and I would share with them cam theory or cylinder head port design or whatever they wanted to talk about. And then I started developing a seminar, and fast forward, it developed in a roughly short period of time. I'd say 7 to 8 months. We had probably 70 to 100 people showing up at that seminar every third Tuesday. And it was getting crazy because all the local businesses around me there were complaining because all these guys were parking in their parking lots and they were open. We did it at 7 o'clock, like I'm doing this show, until 8 o'clock, and it always ran into about 10 o'clock usually because everybody's there and we get to bullshit and time flies by. But so, anyways, what we're going to try to do is the same thing with this. I want to develop this, but I'm thinking I can create a bigger audience. I'm hoping to create 100, 200,000 people on this seminar type deal that I used to do with, at my business instead of online. And so that's what that's what our goal is. And I hope that everybody likes what we do and they're going to support us. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my son tell you what we're going to go over. There's
long-winded.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I had a lot to get out. They had to know where I came from and what the DCI stood for. So, yeah. So, okay, son. What do you think that we should cover? You know what? I think that too we can get. I'm going to let my son interject on this, but maybe we get some recommendations from you guys. What do you like to see?
Yeah, I'm manning the chat. So if you guys are watching chat, I am on the keys, as the kids call it these days. So if you guys have a question, feel free to put it in the comments. I will read them out loud and we'll talk about it. And if you guys have topics you want to discuss, again, they'll be on the chat. We had some difficulties at the beginning. We didn't have sound. This will be recorded and we will be putting this up on podcasts stations. They're going to be on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that. So I did record them, so you'll be able to catch all the first half of that story. So, but that's just part of the. We had to rush around and get some stuff today, so.
Plus it's storming here right now too, so that's probably contributing a little bit. And I got a steel roof on this building, so. That doesn't help either.
But I think we're good now with that. Like I said, if you have any comments, questions, topics, hit us up in the chat, and I'll be watching that.
Give us a shout out. You don't even have to ask questions.
Yeah, just say hi. Hey. Let us know you're watching. I think we're going to discuss a lot of things on this channel. This is going to be a good channel to bring interviews on. Like, your customers, racers, even get some glory days of whenever you were racing and all that stuff. So, yeah, this channel is going to be a relaxed, free channel. It's not going to be like our main channel where that's more driven towards a certain topic. This is going to be free for all. So, and I know everyone's here just to watch me anyway, so, I mean, there's that.
He's better looking than I am.
So, yeah. Like my dad said, I made this sign for him because we have to have a sign for the podcast.
Absolutely. And that's a perfect name for the podcast, I think. DCI Motorsports Unleashed. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
wow, listen to that rain out there. Holy cow.
Right?
But, yeah, hopefully we don't get a tornado. It's bad out here. We get pretty windy out here. But, yeah, this is going to be fun. We're going to make this fun. There's no regimental, thing going on here. This is just for fun.
Yep.
We're just going to, it's a big bullshit session. So we can talk about anything. It doesn't really, it's not going to necessarily be like my son said about, we're going to discuss in our next YouTube video, we're going to do the cylinder head valve jobs and show the cross-sectional area.
The cross-sectional area, the throat, we're removing the ports. We already did the valve job.
Well, I want to go over that a little bit more.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't go in with enough depth for everybody, so
Okay.
I want to explain to them the valve seat angle that we're going to use
All
and
right.
the throat size.
All right.
We said we're going to do that.
That's
So, but yeah, so you know what? That's going to be more regimen, but this is not. This is just a couple guys bullshitting and trying to get members to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can
both
grow
YouTube
that.
channels now.
Yeah, right, right. So
And not only that, guys, I had to wrestle with the old man to get him to dedicate 1 hour to talk to you guys. He is a very busy guy, and he's telling me all the time how he's working till midnight and everything else. I caught him sleeping on the couch, but
that's a lie. I don't sleep.
you know, this is your chance. You want to ask him, you want to talk to him. Right now is your chance. You don't get a better opportunity than this. Then you have me. I get to bust his balls even more. So it's great.
He's absolutely right about that. You guys have me captive right now. So today's show is going to probably be fairly short, but we're probably going to do this show for an hour. It's going to be an hour-long show.
And we're probably going to do it once a week.
Yes, we're going to try to do it. I did it only once a month before, but we're going to try to do it once a week now.
Yep.
Because there's a lot to cover. We want to.
Well, there's lots to cover, but not only that, like I said, we can bring people on. We can, it's going to be a party atmosphere. I shouldn't say party. It's going to be like we're at the racetrack talking cars, talking,
Yeah, for sure, man. You know what? If you guys want to be on the podcast too, just shoot us an email or a message, and we'll definitely have you on here, and we can talk about your car. We can talk about your plans. There's all kinds of cool stuff we're gonna do with this.
Absolutely.
This isn't just.
We'll be showing clips. We'll be showing YouTube clips. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yep. So whatever you guys want to discuss, and if you want to be on the show, that'd be cool too. I'd love to have some local even non-local racers. I mean, if you guys are willing to drive over from Pennsylvania or Indiana or whatever, I don't care. You know what? We're going to do this every what is this, Wednesday, right?
Yep, every Wednesday.
8:23:23, and so every Wednesday we're going to do this from 7 to 8 p.m.
Yep. And so we're going to recap some stuff as well from our main page, our channel. Just quickly, it's not going to be a driving the over the dead horse all the time, but we're going to recap on that a little bit because people might have questions they didn't think to ask. So
yeah. So if you watch one of our videos, you have a question, this is a good time to ask that.
Yep.
And we can discuss it live, instead of doing it through a message or a chat.
Right. Yep. So yeah, I mean, this is this is our first one. We're not expecting a ton of people chiming in yet, but we're trying to build this up and get us more familiar with you guys. You guys, we're characters, and you guys need to fall in love with us.
Oh, he's a character. I'll go along with that.
Well, I don't get it anywhere strange.
We got some crazy stories we're going to tell. I mean, I got a story about my brother loading a race car trailer one time with his Firebird, and we're not going to share that one tonight, but I'll tell you right now, it's a funny story. So.
Oh yeah, tons of stories.
And we should have had cameras set up in the shop all these years because we'd already be a YouTube sensation.
Oh yeah, if YouTube was around back in the early mid 90s, early 2000s, yeah.
We've done a lot of crazy stuff, and we're going to go over all that. I'll have my brother on here, my buddy Wildman Walt. We'll get everybody on here. It'll be fun.
Yep.
So. We got. I got a lot of characters, so we'll have fun with that too.
Yep.
But, so you know what? Touch base with us. Let us know what you want to see, what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I'd like my son said, tonight we're not looking to get a lot of views because we're just getting this going.
Yep.
So it's going to take a little while. People that are watching, please pass the word.
Yep.
Share it with your friends
so
that we can grow this channel.
Oh yeah. And you never know. There might be some wrestling going on with the old man and me.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we get like the Tuttles sometimes, and just saying, I outweigh him, and you know how that goes.
He's bigger than me, but I think I could still take him.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, this is just going to be a good time. We might even pull, the guy that does some work around here, Brandon, in, and he can go over his what his role is here, and Luke, and we're going to be. It's just going to be a casual thing for us. So
Yeah, we're doing this for fun. That's what we're doing it for. So let's make it fun. Figure out things to talk about. Let's bench race, man. I want to talk about bench racing. I want to talk about the good old days, things we used to do, the cars that you guys owned, the cars that you guys are still racing today that maybe you had back in the '80s or whatever. A lot of you guys kept your race cars. I did not. Yeah. So we're gonna try to keep this going.
well, you had two Grand Prix that I know of when I was younger. Then you had your Firebird. You know where your Firebird's at?
I do not know where my '68 Firebird is.
Oh, I thought you knew where that was at.
No, that one there, I sold that to a guy that worked for me, and he was supposed to sell it back to me, and I love Chris to death, but I think he lost his mind as he got older, and he forgot, and he ended up putting it on eBay and selling it. But I would have loved to have my first car back. '68 Firebird, I put fender flares on it because it didn't look well. A lot of people thought it looked goofy with the flares on it, but I thought it looked cool. And so I that was the first car that I painted with my dad. And I learned a lot of what I initially knew from my father and my uncle Roger. He lives down in North Carolina now, but he used to live here in Ohio, and he had a garage in Randolph, and he was into racing. He had a badass '55 Chevy. My dad back then had a really cool '67 GTO with a 400 4-speed in it. My dad's had a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, he's had '67 Firebird, '68 Firebird, '69 Firebird, two '69 Firebirds, a '69 GTO, a '67 GTO. What else did he have back then? He's had a lot of really cool stuff. And I can remember when I was about 3 years old, and I don't know why I can remember this, but he had a '60 Pontiac convertible, and I was sitting up on the back on the convertible top with the top down, and that was pretty cool.
They need to. You need to wear your mic. They said they can barely hear you.
Barely hear me?
Yep.
All right, well, we'll put this on then. I hate putting this thing on.
And then Dave Walbert.
Yep.
He says he's here, and hey guys, hey Dave.
Hello, Dave. Yep. You know what? We'll get you on here.
Yeah.
And Dave's got a badass '72 Le Mans that he's working with right now, and I think he's running somewhere in the mid 12s with that thing now. I don't know for sure, but I believe it's on DOT tires through the exhaust. I mean, that was through the exhaust. I don't know about the DOT tire part. But yeah, Dave's getting that thing tuned in and it's running good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just checking. Yeah. No. Other than the sound, I mean, we need to work on that. But
Right,
well, I need to work on it. But
please critique us too, guys.
Yeah.
You know what? Because if you can't hear us, you can't hear us. We got to do something about it.
Yep. And we'd rather know now. I would have tested this a little earlier, but we were not very prepared today. we were, but we weren't.
Believe it or not, we started on this at 5 o'clock today.
Yep.
Still things just didn't go well.
Yep.
So.
But we got it straightened out. Those problems. There's going to be new ones, but still a little bit much better. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know. Go back to your cars. I know that you had that black and silver or black and gray Grand Prix with the big Indian head on the side. That was a pretty cool car.
Yep.
And then didn't that get stolen from you?
No, that one didn't get stolen. One of my cars was sitting out in the parking lot. Somebody stole the wheel off of it.
I thought someone stole that car.
Yeah, and the guy admitted it to me later. How he did it, even told me how he did it. But yeah, no, I've had some cool cars. You know, I uh, I had the '68 Firebird. I ran 1360s in high school, and I probably had the fastest car in high school. Didn't know it because back then I mean everybody, told you they had a 12-second car, and they didn't. And how I found that out is I went to Quaker City one time racing my car, and two of my buddies from high school were there with their cars. One guy was he had a '69 Z28, nice car, real nice car with a 302 too in it, and he was running 1470s. And of course, he was one of the guys that told me he ran 12s and it didn't. And but that night he had a problem. There was something wrong. It wouldn't run right, of course. And then there was another guy there that he had a 67 Firebird 400 car. His supposedly ran 12s too, and he ran like 1570s with his car. So I think I had the fastest car in high school. And a buddy of mine, Mark Black, told me that too. He went for a ride in my car, and he knew most of the guys we hung with, and they raced a lot on the street. That's what we did back then. We raced a lot on the street. But anyway, Mark rode in my car, and he says, "Dude, you got the fastest car in high school." And I said, "Well, yeah." But back then I was afraid. I don't know why I was afraid to race everybody. I should not have been. I had the opportunity to race a couple, and the cars I did race on the street, I just annihilated. So it was, I had a pretty quick.
Why I got a hotkey set up for this, but ask that question again.
I'm sorry, Dave. I must have faded away on you, buddy. But did you get that distributor in we just curved for you? I hope you did. I want to see what that does.
So, um, and then Salvatore Gusta.
Salvatore. Sammy.
How much improvements are going to be seen on the Rammer 5 heads once the exhaust cores are opened up?
Yeah, so Sam's my CAD guy. And you know what? I love that guy like a brother. He's been so good to me. Anything I need, he's there for me. And he helped my son a lot too. So Sam's probably one of my better friends. But anyway,
and he works for free.
That's why he's my better friend. I need free. But anyways, Sam's the one that actually did all the CAD design on this head right here. So, and what we're doing right now, we're changing exhaust port boxes on the Ram Air 5 because currently there's a lot of hand port work I got to do on these because you can't reach it with a CNC machine, and I'm getting tired of doing it. So, and it's hard to find people that have the skill level that can do that too. So we're modifying the core box the way we port them, and that way we don't have to port them. We still do the intakes with CNC porting, but the exhaust it's already going to be done as cast.
And Dave did say that he got it in, and he was going to go race tonight, but the rain. He said he's going to try to go Friday.
All right, good deal. Keep us posted on that, Dave.
Yep.
So Dave's a gunsmith, and he does beautiful work. You can see his work on Facebook. If you guys, Dave Laubert, Laubert is how you spell his last name. Look him up on Facebook and look at the work he does on handguns, especially. He does a really nice job.
Yep.
So,
and he has a ZZ Top beard. I dig it.
Yes, he does.
I dig it.
I don't know if I don't know if Dave plays guitar or not though.
Well, if he does, he needs to spin it.
Right?
So yeah, and so yeah, we're getting interaction. This is what it's all about, like just like what we're doing right now. So
And this is going to grow over time. You
Yep.
know what? Like I said, we're not looking to light the world on fire right away. It's not going to happen that way. It started out with 5 or 6 guys when I was doing it at the shop, and it grew into almost 100. So,
Yep.
and a short period of time too. We did that in about 8 or 9 month period. So I'm hoping that this, if everybody shares with their friends, that we're going to be every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. We're going to be on here.
Yep.
You know,
sound or no sound. Hey, you don't know with us.
if my son doesn't have sound next time, we have technical difficulties because this guy right here, and I'm gonna whoop his ass.
And yes, Sam does do laser scanning as well. He is very proud of that.
He does do that, yes. I don't want to overwhelm him though because he's getting old and I don't know if he can keep up anymore.
Well, not only that, you know, Sam starts doing other things. He can't work for this guy for free
That's
anymore.
right. But then he's gonna want me to pay because these other people are paying him. That's bullshit. Sam, you're my brother, man.
And Dave says he can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Oh. Me neither, Dave.
Yeah, he said he used to play guitar as a kid, but never took to it. That's funny. But yeah, so just having a good time, and you know, we're going to try to stick to an hour, but if it runs over an hour, it runs over an hour. I mean,
yeah, I don't have nowhere to go. Hell, I'm at the shop all the time anyway.
Yeah. So
I live here.
Yeah. But
I don't normally get out of here till 9 o'clock at night anyhow.
So yeah, we're party animals.
Yeah, well, I don't know about party animals. That happens sometimes, not very often anymore.
But yeah, and I think we want to use this channel as well to, you know, maybe we can start getting ideas from our viewers. I mean, this is our viewers on this channel that go to our main channel, and maybe we can get some ideas from them on what we can do.
No, that's what I want. I want interaction. You know what? Let's talk about. I don't know. You know what? That uncle of yours had the 1969 Chevelle Super Sport that pulled the wheels on the straight, did pop the wheelies over beer cans. Yeah, I think it's all bullshit, but we can still talk about it.
There's a way to get into it, guys. But yeah, so a little about me, you know, enough about Mr. Hollywood over here. You know, it's hard to grow up in a shadow of my dad. You know, he's short, but he casts a big shadow. And so, you know, I've always went to the racetrack with you when I was younger.
Yep.
And you always made me go to the shop and sweep the floor. And so, but I think
I worked my kid like a dog. And you know what? I made him work for everything he had.
Oh, yeah.
I did not give him nothing. He had to work his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some really cool stuff that he worked off. I gave it to him, but he worked it off.
So, I'm still working it off.
And you're going to continue to work it off.
But I didn't get into racing anything though until what? We had that go-kart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was fun. We'll talk about that too. Was. I put him in a go-kart and he was scared shitless.
Well, when you hear the story, you'll know why.
I loved it, man. That thing was fast.
It was fast. And then I'm trying to think. Then it was the Catalina.
Yep, you had the '66 Catalina.
And then after that, it was the truck.
Yep, I gave you that '84 Chevy pickup that had the Pontiac 400 in it.
Yep. And so yeah, so I mean that was the first drag racing car that I had, or truck.
Well, you know, my son's always he's just like my nephew. Every car I got, he wanted me to keep, and I've had a lot of cars.
Oh yeah,
I've had just about every year GTO that you can think of, except for an 04 and 05. I never had a 73. All the other years I've had. And I've had Firebirds from 67 to 81. And so, or Trans Ams and Firebirds. And I've had Le Manses, I've had Catalinas and Bonnevilles, and
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of
Convertibles,
cars.
hard tops,
Yeah, I've had a lot of
rare
cars.
ones.
I wish I had some of the cars back that I had.
I
But yeah,
still love that. What was it, 71 orange GTO with the
that was
honeycomb wheels?
72. It was actually a Le Mans Sport with a 455 HO.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a cool car.
that was a cool car.
We drag raced that too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Then
one.
the neighbor bought it off you, and then he wrapped it around a tree.
No, it's still floating around here. They tore it all apart, but it's still floating around.
Huh.
Number matching car too. Nice original car. I bought it from some kid that bought it off of a local car lot, and I was salivating on this car because I seen the 455 HO under the hood, and I'm praying, please let the VIN number match. Please let the VIN number match. And sure as shit, it did. I scraped the front of the block, and I told my partner, I said, write him a check. We're taking it. So.
And then Johnston CNC Designs. That's my company. That's my wife commenting. That's my other side business that I have. And we're the ones that made the sign. We make metal signs. We've made the Pontiac light up display.
Yeah, you made a lot of cool signs for me.
Yep.
I've got a lot of signs hanging here in my shop. My son's made for me.
Yep.
So he does a good job on that. He also does the CNC engraving for me on my valve covers.
CNC engraving on the valve covers.
Yep.
And then DJ said, "What about diesel work?"
Diesel work? Get out of here.
Real cars take spark plugs. Thank you.
And gasoline.
But no, I mean, there's some cool diesels out there that I wouldn't mind getting on the dyno. We have a chassis dyno, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, we're gonna do some. We might do some live video with that on our podcast. We'll get on the dyno and
yeah, we'll have what's a good game? Guess it's horsepower.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is too. I got a Ram Air 5 engine. I put in my wife's '68 Firebird convertible. And some people might say that I don't love my wife because this car is like a beast. It's got a 273 rear end gear in it with a 2400 stall converter. So if you're driving around town normal, it seems like a pussycat. But man, I'll tell you right now, this thing, I jumped on it the other day. Now it doesn't have a DOT sticky tire on, just got some Dunlop GT qualifiers on the back of it. But they're fairly wide.
Yeah, and they're fairly old.
So
We're
they
talking
stick.
25. Stick to what? Every time I see you smoking the
there was
tires.
a guy who used to go to the racetrack at 42. He raced on those damn tires and pulled the front wheel. I'm not now. You know what? I sound like the guy who's the idea.
Sure.
But you know what? He would pull the wheels that far off the ground.
Yeah, but they're probably new.
Well, maybe.
your tires are.
Hey!
They're dust.
Just because you can't get them anymore doesn't mean they're old. Anyway, that car is fun. We're going to do some camera footage on that car.
Yep.
It's got a Ram Air 5 engine in it that I built very similar to a customer of mine, John House, 70 GTO. And some of you guys went for a ride along in that car on our YouTube channel. If not, get on there and watch that video. But anyhow, we're going to do my wife's car too. Anyhow, I jumped on this thing the other day going to the campground. And what I did was I hammered the throttle about like 20, 25 mile an hour because that's typically 259 to 50, and which is, it's not a big can, but it's not little either. But yeah, I mean, that thing's a beast. That's the same cam I put in my wife's car.
Yep, that's a pretty cool car.
We got a lot of cool builds coming up with the Ranger 5 stuff too, guys. So we'll share with you all the all our customer builds. We got we got a build for Koi build. We got another one for J build. Now these guys are SEMA car builders. We've got another guy over in Pennsylvania. His name's Shad. We're going to be doing a SEMA Ranger 5 car or engine for his car. And so we got a lot of really, really cool stuff coming down the pipe. And you know what? Stuff that you guys don't get to see all the time. I mean, this is going to be fun stuff to watch. It's, I get to live the dream every day, I say, but you guys don't get to see all the pretty stuff. And we hide so much of it. It all goes inside the engine. You don't see it. And it's like this, like this cylinder head with a CNC porting on that thing. Holy moly, you don't get to see that when the intake's on it.
Yeah, but I'd rather just feel
it. Yeah. My wife says, how come everybody comes up and puts their finger in your head? I said, they like to finger my holes, honey. I don't know why.
And he does give the best pork jobs around.
Glad he said pork. But yeah, so that we got a lot of cool stuff we're going to share with you guys. Koi Build's build is really going to be cool. It's twin supercharged. That's going to be a sweet running car when he's done with that.
Like 2 root style blowers? Yeah. Or like the centrifugal?
No, not roots. It'll be a centrifugal. Okay. They're Paxtons, but Vortec bought Paxton out, so now it's going to be a.
Oh, that's good.
I think it's a version of the Paxton, but it's going to be manufactured by Vortec.
Because I didn't think Paxton's quality control.
Well, Paxton never made a big enough supercharger. Theirs were always too small. Mm-hmm.
Well, wasn't that in the that one Trans Am that the oil line blew off of? Wasn't that a Paxton?
No. That's another story we'll tell.
Yeah,
that was a bad day for DCI. Well, for me anyway. And it ended up all good. But man, I'll tell you what, and it wasn't my fault. It just something had happened, and we had a major meltdown. That car burnt to the ground.
Yep. And it was a rare Trans Am. Convertible,
yeah. And it
TA.
Down. So yeah, we got lots of stuff to share with you guys, man. So make sure you share so we can keep going. I mean, if we got participation, we're gonna hammer this out. So we're gonna keep doing it.
Yep. Yeah, we had 32 views on this one, so that's awesome. And we've had 5 viewers stay with us.
Well, that's good. Man.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Thank you guys for following.
Especially with all the sound issues we're having. I figured out the problem now, and I'm going to have to fix it after this is done. But I know what's doing it now, so.
And it's a good damn thing because I tell you what, you don't want to see me and him wrestle.
Oh,
I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, they do. It's going to be big time wrestling.
We're going to have to take the camera outside because I'm not tearing up the retail.
Hey, I'll throw you outside. So,
we'll see about that.
Brandon's going to be like the little stepchild. He's going to be running around crying. The parents are fighting.
Be like my dog, get all anxious.
Yep. Yes, Dave. We're looking forward to doing more of these too. This is this is a fun session for us. So
this is kind of relaxation for us.
Yeah.
We want to do this to relax.
Yep. Every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Till 8 p.m.
Till 8 or later.
So you guys got any questions, you better hurry up because we got like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. Get them all in now.
All right.
But yeah, no, I think for the first night it went well, so that's good.
Well, I'm sorry about being long-winded. I just wanted to share with everybody about the how DCI Motorsports got started and how I got started. I started my business in 1980 actually because I was doing it while I was in high school. I graduated in 1980. Got married in 1981. Been married 42 years. Been in business 42 years. And thank God for the wonderful wife I've got. My wife is awesome. She has put up with me bitching being home late. Sometimes I didn't get home. We spent the night at the shop a lot, and it just when you're a business owner or a small business owner, you work a lot of hours. That's why I shared on Facebook what I shared today. I wanted people to realize that what small business owners, it's not all fun and games, and we don't make a ton of money doing this. It's just we do this because we love it, and if you don't love it, you are not going to stay with it, and you're not going to be successful. So,
Yeah. No, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight.
all right, guys. Well, hey,
Yep.
thanks for everybody showing up, and
Yep.
please share so we can make this grow. And tell your friends to subscribe to our channel. Make sure
Yep.
they know where to find us.
And we're going to post links and everything, and I'm going to update. I'm going to update the main channel and the this channel with all the proper links and everything, so that way you guys can easily find all that stuff. We're going to post it on Facebook as well. But this is our podcast, DCI Motorsports Unleashed, and then our main page is DCI Motorsports. So
1111.
yes, but if you type it in on the search, or if you're not already subscribed, which you should be.
You want to get notifications, you better subscribe.
Yes, and that's another thing too. If you want notifications when we do post videos or go live, make sure all notifications are turned on. YouTube did the stupid thing where they don't have it turned on. Like, you can subscribe, but they automatically turn all the notification dings and everything off. So if you want to know and keep up to date with us, make sure that stuff's turned on. If not, you'll catch us. I'm going to post everything on here anyways, but if you want to do it live, turn the notifications on.
Yep.
So,
all right,
everybody.
Thank you for being here, and pass the word, and let's make this fun.
Yep. See you guys later.